Welcome to lecture 9 of FIR filter designs. In this session we will see how FIR filters can be designed by using window method. So this method actually begins with the desired frequency response specification which is represented as HD of omega. Okay, so HD of omega, it is nothing but it is the desired frequency response. Okay, and finding the corresponding unit sample response HD of n. Okay, so for this HD of omega, so we need to find what is this HD of n, where HD of n is nothing but the inverse Fourier transform of HD of omega. Okay, but the nature of this HD of omega is infinite. Okay, so this HD of n is infinite sequence, and this must be truncated to some point, say for example at n is equal to m minus 1, in order to give an FIR filter of length m. So here the capital M it represents the length of the filter. Okay, so therefore the process here starts with the specification of HD of omega, which is nothing but the desired frequency response. Using HD of omega, we need to find HD of n. So HD of n is nothing but the inverse Fourier transform applied on HD of omega, and the nature of HD of n is an infinite sequence. It is so therefore we need to truncate it to few number of points, as it is a finite impulse response. So therefore we have to convert this infinite sequence into finite sequence. So therefore the sequence must be cut down at n is equal to m minus 1, where m represents the length of the filter. Okay, so now how to perform this particular truncation now? Okay, so therefore the truncation is obtained by multiplying HD of n by a window sequence W of n. Okay, so now this is the most important operation in this. Okay, so the multiplication of HD of n, which is actually infinite in nature, okay, is converted into a finite series by multiplying with a window function W of n. Okay, so now this window function W of n is having the length capital M. Okay, and the resulting sequence after multiplying HD of n and omega of n is denoted by h of n. Okay, so therefore h of n is nothing but HD of n multiplied with W of n. Okay, so h of n is nothing but the impulse response of the designed filter. Okay, and this filter is having the length m. Why? Because the length of window sequence is m. Okay, so whenever this HD of n gets multiplied with W of n, then HD of n gets truncated. Truncation means its length will be reduced. So therefore the resulting product sequence represents h of n, and this is nothing but the impulse response of the FIR filter with the length capital M. Okay, so therefore now what is this particular design methodology? We will see by considering first a rectangular window. Okay, so therefore the first window method is rectangular window. Okay, so now the n point rectangular window, it is defined as window function W of n is nothing but its value is 1 for n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1, and its value will be equal to 0 at other places otherwise. Okay, so call this as equation 1. Okay, so in the previous slide we have seen that h of n can be obtained, that is a finite impulse response can be obtained by multiplying HD of n with the window function. Okay, so now we are considering a particular type of window function, that is rectangular window. So what is a rectangular window? Its definition is like this. So a rectangular window has the value 1 for all n values ranging from 0 to m minus 1, and its value will be 0 otherwise. Okay, so therefore here itself we can see from equation 1 that W of n is a sequence having finite length. So therefore whenever it is multiplied with hd of n, so obviously the resulting product will be finite, and that length will be equal to length of omega n only. Okay, so therefore thus the unit sample response FIR filter, it is given by h of n is equal to hd of n into w of n. Okay, so therefore now according to this definition in equation 1, okay, so window function is equal to 1. So for all these values n equal to 0 to up to m minus 1. Okay, so therefore when you substitute this omega n as 1 here, value 1, okay, so in what range? N equal to 0 to m minus 1, then we can write that the resulting product sequence, so h of n will be equal to hd of n only for n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1, and it will be 0 otherwise. It will be 0 otherwise. Okay, so this is our equation 2. So it is just something like this. So assume that this is a hd of n it is. Okay, so hd of n sequence, so it is having a infinite sequence, and now our window function w of n, window function has assumed that it has got only first 4 values 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so therefore multiplying these two, okay, so it will give us, because all other values are 0 here, this is what is the definition of the rectangular window. Okay, so window exists from 0, 1, 2, 3. So therefore when these two are multiplied, the resulting sequence is known as a h of n. So therefore h of n will be having the length up to 0, 1, 2, 3 only 4 samples, and of course as wn value is 1 here, so whatever hd of n is there, so we are going to get the same sequence as h of n, okay. So this is again hd of n only thing is earlier hd of n was infinite in nature, so now it has become finite due to multiplication with the finite sequence w of n. Okay, so now that is written in the form of equation which is given by equation 2. Okay, so therefore now we will consider this window function in detail. Okay, what is the effect of the window function on the desired frequency response hd of omega? Okay, so we know that the multiplication of the window function w of n with hd of n is equivalent to the convolution operation. So convolution is between hd of omega and w of omega. So where w of omega is nothing but the frequency domain representation of the window function. Okay. So therefore first we will write what is this w of, so this is a window function and this w represents the frequency. So this is given by n equal to 0 to m minus 1 omega n into e power minus j omega n. This is equation 3. Okay, so this omega of omega or w of omega, you can say w of omega, it is nothing but the frequency domain, that is Fourier transform representation of the window function. So earlier we had considered a window function. What was that? W of n. So w of n value is equal to 1 for specified range and its value will be equal to 0 in the other range. Okay, so now if we consider the frequency domain representation of such a function, okay, so therefore we will have to take the Fourier transform on w of n sequence. So that's why the Fourier transform is now represented by w of w, indicating that it is a frequency term. Okay, so therefore now if we go for the further steps in solving this w of omega, we can write it like this. Okay, so the window function in the frequency domain, is equal to summation n is equal to, now we will limit the range minus m minus 1 by 2 to m minus 1 by 2, okay, into, so already w of n value is, it is 1, okay, into e to the power of minus j omega n, minus j omega n, okay. So now the summation is split into two parts, n equal to 0 to m minus 1, so it is shown as minus m minus 1 by 2 to plus m minus 1 by 2, and in this range the wn, that is window function value, is 1, and this e to the power of minus j omega n as it is, okay. So now to solve this further, so we will make use of the geometric series formula, that is any series which is between capital L to U, it is equivalent to c to the power of L minus c to the power of u plus 1 divided by 1 minus c, okay. So now our equation, it resembles this only, okay, where L is nothing but minus m minus 1 by 2, u is nothing but m minus 1 by 2, okay, and in place of c what we have is e power minus j omega, which is raised to n, okay. So therefore the solution of this is nothing but c to the power of L minus c power u plus 1 divided by 1 minus c. So applying this in the above equation, okay, so we are going to further come to a stage where the window function is given by e power plus j omega m minus 1 by 2 minus e power minus j omega m plus 1 by 2. So this is divided by 1 minus e power minus j omega, okay, okay. So in this further simplification can be done, that is the window function in the frequency domain e power j omega m by 2 into e power minus j omega by 2 minus e power minus j omega by 2 into e power minus j omega by 2, this divided by, now in the denominator some rearrangement of the terms is done, so like this e to the power of minus j omega 2 multiplied by e power plus j omega by 2 minus e power minus j omega by 2, so that it is possible to further simplify this, okay. So with the help of the relation e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2j is equal to sin theta. So using this it is possible to write finally the window function is equal to sin omega m by 2 divided by sin omega by 2, okay. So this is one important relation, and further the magnitude response of the window function, that is magnitude of window function is nothing but magnitude of sin omega by 2 divided by magnitude of sin omega by 2, and this is defined for frequencies pi to minus pi to minus pi, okay. So this is what is the magnitude response of the rectangular window function, okay. So now in the time domain, so it was wn, now in the frequency domain its representation is w of omega, okay. So now we will try to draw both w of n time domain sequence as well as its magnitude response, that is for the rectangular window, okay. It is like this, so we can simply represent the time domain version like this, w of n. So we know that its value is 1 only, its value is 1. So suppose for m is equal to 31, that is for filter length m is equal to 31, if you are drawing the window function, then it will be from plus 15 to minus 15, and this axis is the n. Okay, so there are totally 31 samples. Now its magnitude response, it looks like this. This is the plot of w of w, okay, and similarly on the other side also. And here the main lobe, okay, so we have a main lobe and side lobes. In the magnitude response we have the main lobe and the side lobes, and their width is 4 pi by m. 4 pi by m in case of rectangular windows, because it is ranging from minus 2 pi by m to plus 2 pi by m. So therefore the total width in case of rectangular window will be 4 pi by m. Okay, so this is what is the time domain representation and the magnitude spectrum of only the window function. So this window function is going to further multiply with hd of n, and that product is going to give us the desired frequency impulse response h of n. Okay. Now if the response is plotted in dB units, okay, so then in decibels it looks like this. This is magnitude in dB, magnitude in dB. Okay, it starts with 0, assume that minus 100 maximum, and 20, 40, 60, 80. So minus 20, minus 40 dB, minus 60 dB, minus 80 dB. Okay. So now here in the dB scale, the response is somewhat like this: second ripple, third, fourth. Okay, and when it is particularly plotted for m is equal to 31. So because the window functions, they are all decided by the m value here, that is length of the filter. Okay, so therefore here first we have specified rectangular window to exist for 31, that is from minus 15 to plus 15. So based on this, this is what is the magnitude spectrum. Okay, now if it is represented in the dB scale, this is what is the result. So therefore now this spectrum of this window, rectangular window, has two features which are important. They are the width of the main lobe as well as the side lobes. Okay, so these are known as the side lobes and this is known as the main lobe. So now the width of this main lobe, okay, it is going to decide accuracy of the desired filter. Okay, so therefore the main lobe, you can see now from the graph, it is defined as, it is a distance between the 2 points, that is starting from this 0 to plus 2 pi by m or 0 to minus 2 pi by m. So therefore for totally the main lobe width is 4 pi by m. Okay, and the maximum side lobe magnitude is 22% of the main lobe or minus 13 dB relative to the main lobe. So the meaning here is the side lobes in the rectangular window, so they occur at minus 13 dB or they are actually equal to 22% of the main lobe. This is minus 13 dB. Onwards we have the side lobes. So these are the characteristics of the rectangular window function. Okay, so now this is going to further decide, okay, so what will be the nature of h of n. And in fact we have a relation also here, that is width of the main lobe. Width of the main lobe is equal to the transition width of the desired FIR filter, that is transition width. Okay, so therefore this is nothing but transition is nothing but we represent it as Ws minus Wp. This is what is the transition from pass band to stop band. Okay, so this we can call it as even delta omega also. So therefore here width of the main lobe is equal to delta omega. Now if we have, in case of a rectangular window, what we have is 4 pi by m as the width. So this is equal to delta omega. So therefore we can now see that whatever this m is there, that is length of the filter, is inversely proportional to del of omega. That is, it is possible to reduce the transition width. Okay, so by increasing the number of samples m, where in the window function Wn. Okay, so therefore m and the transition width are inversely proportional. Okay, so therefore in the next session we will see what are the steps should be followed to design the FIR filter using the rectangular window. Thank you.